Okay, so we just participated in a Martin Luther King event. Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King we're celebrating today. And so we got some core members here with you. And I just want to ask you guys a question. Why or what does Martin Luther King's Day mean to you or signify? Or tell me something. Tell me something about your feelings. You want to go first, Dax?
Martin Luther King was a very intelligent, special man. He was a non-violent man. They did everything they could to break his movement and his dream. But he stood by what he wanted to do. What he talked about, it still stands today. Not as much, but I just appreciate somebody like that would not want revenge on people.
Yeah.
Who just pretty much didn't want a simple race to exist.
Yeah, I wanted to oppress. So he didn't rise up against his oppressors with torch. He rose up with education and compassion.
Yes, sir.
And that's why you notice we don't celebrate too many villains or violent people's birthdays, but we do our compassion leaders. So do you have some thoughts on that, Devin?
Yes, Martin Luther King was a strong African-American man who fought for our rights. He wanted us to all be equal in all type of different ways, shapes different in form, and he wanted equality through the whole world. He wanted everybody to be able to work together, stand together, march together, go shop in stores together, eat together. He did everything for togetherness, like how everyone should want it to be.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
The compassionate. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It's inspiring that we're still celebrating him to this day, of an impact he had on us, and we still care about non-segregation. We still care about equal rights for minorities, and it's just really inspiring.
There's another civil rights hero who passed away this year.
Mandela, how he didn't want vengeance when he got out of prison. He was quite old.
Yeah.
And he had been through quite a lot in his lifetime, spending many years in prison, and willing not to seek vengeance on the people who did his race harm.
Yeah, and said he did the peace and reconciliation movement.
It just shows how big he was and how big both guys were.
Yeah. Kevin, you got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts of it. Martin Luther King, he was very motivation, encouragement. He's the reason why I'm standing right here today. He's the reason why we all standing right here today with each other as it should be. This was a part of his dream. He only stand for good of the world, and he just wanted to change. And as you can see, the change was complete, but there is still a lot of things down the road that need to be worked on.
Yep.
But we're continuing that right now, by generation to generation.
That's right. So he died in 1968. So you guys are like 2 generations later, and we're still celebrating him. And do you think that we have obtained his dream yet? You think we have some more work to do? What do you guys think we got some more work to do?
We got a lot more work to do.
Think you got a lot more work to do?
Oh yeah, a lot of work.
I think things like racism and one group of people needing to feel superior to another group of people, that will always be there, will never go away. But we've come a long way to that's not socially acceptable. And
So we got to keep practicing compassion. We got to keep practicing. And this is a good way to practice this. Come out here and celebrate Martin Luther King's Day. We just walked through Fort Bragg, celebrating Martin Luther King's Day. So I really appreciate you guys coming and sharing your thoughts with me. We are in process. This is where the dream is in process, right?
Yeah.
So we haven't arrived. We are in process, and we're going to keep being in process until we have achieved some of the things that Martin Luther King had outlined for us. And one of them is that we are no longer judged by the color of our skin, but with the contents of our character. And you guys got good character coming out here and speaking about compassion and stuff. So thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you. Happy Martin Luther King's Day.
Happy Martin Luther King's Day. Nelson Mandela, may he rest in peace.
Nelson Mandela, rest in peace.
Happy Martin Luther King's Day.